Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I want to talk to you all about a certain journey. Now this journey, like all journeys, starts out from somewhere and then it ends somewhere else. This journey I want to talk about is death. And whenever we hear about death, right, you don't see anyone laughing. You don't see anyone, happy, right? Whenever we talk about death, this is when everyone is silent. Everyone starts whispering, right? They're all silent. And, the Quran tells us that when you're busy with your life, with your money, that party that you go to, or even something simple, as, going to school, going to college, or your career. Right, when you're busy with all this stuff, know that one day death will approach you, and it won't wait for you. The reality is that this Ramadan, this day, this hour might be our last. We don't know if this is our last Ramadan. We don't know the moment we wake up. We don't know if that this day will be the last day of ours. We don't know. And partially it's human nature to forget about dying, right? Forget being a scholar, forget being really knowledgeable. Everyone forgets about death, right? We constantly remind ourselves, but we always forget about it as well. Obviously if we're sitting in the living room eating ice cream and watching the NBA game, we're not going to remember death at that moment. But in the Quran and Sunnah, it's our duty as Muslims to keep reminding ourselves about death.
إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار.
You know what your brother said? In Kazakhstan? You know what he said? It's usually worse like do this. But I want to point out two reasons that I found very significant out of you guys. And the fact was, a lot of you guys said getting to heaven or salvation basically, or praying Allah to get close to Him, or that need of break throughout the day, right? And those are all very correct answers. That you're going to learn from every imam, that you're going to learn from every scholar, that they give you that word. But I want to point out Sean's and Hamza's answers, and that they got more in touch with the introspective side, which is that now a lot of you guys will never hear this, but after growing up here too, for me, namaz is for me a very different experience that no one has ever truly explained to me. And after thinking about it for quite a bit, I realized that all your answers are correct. True, it's correct. But the answer to why we pray namaz is that there truly is no answer. It's because you do it because you want to get in touch with the one that you believe in, correct? We all believe in Allah. But here's where it gets confusing, in that it has to have some sentimental, some personal value to each of you guys. Because this is how we're gonna get to heaven. This is how we're gonna this is how Allah will listen to us and everything. But that's the whole divine sense. Yeah, it's true that you guys are all going to pray namaz because you want to get close to Allah. But namaz actually is also a very different aspect too. And if you think about it, and once you get older, when this half of the room, when you guys get older, I want you guys to understand this too, that reading namaz isn't just praying to the God, but it's also understanding who you are. And it's not wrong, because the first thing I want to get clear out of all of you guys, from all you guys, is that you are allowed, you should, I'm not saying You should question your own religion, and not in the bad sense, but I mean, what does Islam mean to me? Why do I do this? What is the meaning behind this? All right, and until you guys ask yourselves that, the answer that you're gonna find why you're doing something is exactly how Yusuf said, is that my parents enforced me to do that, and that's not right. Why? Because you haven't reached the value of what you're doing to yourself.
And I also have some really good Jewish friends and some really good Hindu friends or Buddhists. I even have a couple atheist friends. I was in the debate, majority of those people are atheists. So, but what I'm trying to say is like they need to have the same type of values that you have, so you can prosper in your values and they can prosper in their values, whatever religion they have. And then you have to be mindful of the things that they do. There was actually a scenario that my dad gave me a couple days ago. It's with one Hindu that works where he works, and he was saying that now my dad does not know much about the Hindu religion other than the sacred cow. He doesn't know much other than what like people talk about generally. So my dad introduced himself as Shahzad Wali, and he said, "You're from Pakistan." And the Indian knew that he was fasting. It was the month of Ramadan. They have this vast knowledge of what other religions have. I think it's beneficial that we have that too, so we can relate it back to how the values are different and how we can prosper ourselves in our own peer pressure world. So that being said, we talked about some of the big issues. So what are some qualities that you want to look for in friends, non-Muslim and Muslim? It doesn't really. We don't want to push other people away, even if they are good. We want to put them in our friend circle. So what are some good qualities that we look for? They're clean. I guess in drugs related too, but like you want them presentable. Like you want to have someone who can like talk to your mom and dad respectfully, right? In my middle school, I was one of few Muslims that there was one or two Muslims that was in middle school at the time, and when I went to high school, I was like one of four. So like we didn't have a Muslim youth group. We didn't have what we have right here, and it's because whatever values you miss in school and you get from school, such as like issues of dating, issues of drugs that you guys talked about, like we want to correlate it with Islamic values here. We want to have this youth group for you guys so you can ask these questions to some of the older people like myself and Shakir, Saad, multiple people that can help you and guide you in the right path. Because we've been in the position where someone has literally asked us to smoke a cigarette, or someone has asked us about multiple things that we're not supposed to do. It's you want to go towards the right path. You want to have sort of Islamic values and deen to control yourself.
The most knowledgeable person sometimes can be a leader, but most of the time they should not be, because the most knowledgeable one should not be a leader but a follower. It should be a follower because the leader is a person that not only motivates the people, he also combines all the followers' talents into one whole group. The main 5 characteristics of a good leader is to communicate with the people, and this is why I say some smart people can still be leaders, but because they can face and solve problems. Because since they're knowledgeable, they're smart, they can think and solve it directly. This is what most smart people do. They think that they can get away from a situation by blaming someone else. That's very wrong. The leader, he has to put full responsibility. He has to put full responsibility on themselves. Because if anything wrong happens, they can't just blame us as that group. They have to blame themselves.
Make the playoffs without Kobe Bryant, guaranteed.
Lakers?
Write it down in writing.
No, you're
Tattoo it on your forehead.
You are not a Lakers fan.
I know I'm not a Lakers fan. Hey, listen, Lakers make the playoffs without Kobe. Just say that. They qualify for the playoffs without Kobe.
Kobe was injured.
Listen, the Knicks, right? The Knicks?
Of course, Lakers will get.
What?
Of course they will.
Oh, okay, good. Your Knicks, right? Rushan's from New York. Yeah, Knicks. Yeah. Let's go.
Phoenix Suns to the playoffs. Almost to the playoffs. He hasn't.
Listen, you, sir, this is not allowed in the masjid. This is not allowed. Astaghfirullah. No.
Qiyam is it's a good way to socialize with other Muslims. It's a good way. I just learned a lot of things like about peer pressure, about a reason why you should pray, and how I will know at the end. It's just a good way to like know who you are and find yourself, and just be closer to God like this. It's better to be in a mosque with a bunch of other Muslims besides being home and eating donuts in your bed.
Yeah, what do you think about tonight?
I thought tonight Saad kept it very organized and simple, and it talked about religion, and we had fun at the same time.
Good job. So did you guys have fun?
Well, cover his face. Well, we had fun at
What'd you guys do?
My friend.
What'd you guys do?
We played
Can I go?
What'd you guys learn tonight?
We learned about leadership.
There's only one God.
And society and something like that.
Okay.
We learned from Shahir and Nabil and some
The Qiyam was very good, alhamdulillah, but the part I liked most was the Salat of Qiyam, in which we had a few people leading the prayer, and alhamdulillah it was a great experience for all of us, and inshallah we can benefit from this.
We want this to happen again, very soon.
Get out of here.
Playtime!
See you later.
Okay, the favorite part of the Qiyam was when Saad gave a speech about how important we are as the youth and how we should devote to our Muslim community.
It's gonna be like up everyone to see?
No.
Why do you want a video of me?
Just do it. Just tell me, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was seeing you, Saad.
I like the discussion time.
Discussion time.
Yeah.
Great. What about you?
I liked having fun and talking religious stuff.
Okay, great. What about you?
I had fun talking with new friends.
Made new friends. Awesome.
Yes.
Great. What about you?
I love the speeches. It's very insightful and gave me a broader understanding.
Great. Awesome. Zad, what was your favorite part of the Qiyam?
It was mainly the beginning because it was a little bit more controlled because everyone was all together, and I also had user participation. So.
Okay, good. Awesome. Thanks. Cheyenne, what was the favorite part of your Qiyam?
Probably Shahir's workshop.
Shahir's workshop. Awesome. What did you guys think about the Qiyam?
It was actually pretty fun. Awesome.
What was your favorite part of the Qiyam?
The part with Hamza. What's that part?
Hamza's workshop.
Oh, the break. Yeah, Hamza's workshop.
What about you? The break? Oh, lazy guy here.
I was thinking the break.
The break?
And Shahir's workshop, because since we were younger, he was able to make it so we can understand.
That's good. So, quick question. How do you think the Qiyam was, and what was your favorite part?
The Qiyam was pretty good. My favorite part was when we did when you were talking in the khutbah about death, which is kind of a sad note, but it got everyone serious.
That's good. Yeah, I agree. Death is very important.
Also, Saad is a really awesome person.
Thank you.
You have to ask me.
Oh, go.
Okay. Qiyam is.
My favorite part in the Qiyam was the Salat that we did. Alhamdulillah, it was a great chance for us to practice and the Salat of the Qiyam that we had. We had, mashallah, 8 rakat, and we had different people. I stammered.
Wait. Let me go over it because I'm a stutter. I'm a stutter.
Just don't mess up.
Zan, go. What was your favorite part of the Qiyam?
Are you taking a video?
Yeah, just tell me. What was your... Just say it.
Just go.
Favorite part of your Qiyam?
Don't put me in this position, man.
Can you just tell me?
I love the speeches. It's very insightful and gave me a broader understanding.
Great. Awesome.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
No.
What? Hamza, what was the favorite part of your Qiyam? Of the Qiyam?
When it ended. I was kidding.